welcome to episode 5. Episode 5?
Episode 5.
Holy shizer. What a
Like,
time
I
to
don't
be
even
alive.
know what year it is anymore. I don't know what episode this is.
Yeah. What a time to be alive. Yeah, if you're still with us, thank you. If you're not with us, well, fuck off.
I guess that specific person from the Facebook.
Yeah.
That's just funny, hey? Like, I subscribe to the theory that you can just keep scrolling.
But the
You
other
have to
side,
leave a comment on everything
Yeah,
that
the
you
other
don't
side
like
is-
that you see.
if you are watching this, it wasn't fucking pointless. It was a strategic marketing practice that drew you in, didn't it?
You're welcome. I can bring up the stats if you really want.
The $2 you spend on our marketing budget. Jeez, we're
Ah.
broke.
25
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, it's fucking wild.
I did it twice.
Yeah, I saw it a second time, yeah. And that was the one that the dude commented. Another point, I'm like,
Was it though?
was it really pointless?
It was like between the two of them, I think it reached over 1,000 people.
Right.
And then had 50, 60 something odd interactions. Which is what I fucking paid money for.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
clicking on, joining in, checking it out.
Hopefully listening as well.
Yeah. I mean, sorry about last episode. That was a bit of all of our faults. Well, it just happened, you know.
Yeah, and sorry about the audio.
Yeah, but that's it.
My bad.
Yeah, when I listened to it, I was like, oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I had a comment, but we had a good devoted listener who, I mean, if you listen to it every week, thank you. And yeah, he brought it up. He's like, I didn't want to listen because I heard it, but I kept listening. And I was like, you're a trooper. Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, that was a bit horrendous to edit. And I'm just sitting there going, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
Even though I've tried to strip it down as much as I can.
You can't fix something that's not there.
No.
It drops out, that's it.
Yeah.
Game over.
Yeah, but we seem to have fixed that this time. Hopefully, hopefully it sounds better. Hopefully the audio's
The whole time, it's just
Sounded
edit that.
yeah. But yes, how are we all? How are we all indeed?
Well, it's Sunday evening.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, very fucking unfortunate.
yeah. Is it sick day tomorrow, boys? Or you know?
No, I got to work from home day tomorrow. I've got
It's essentially a sick day. It's the closest thing you can have.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that, right? Because we actually spoke about this yesterday because we went to riverfire up in Brisbane and we're just waiting for the lockdown because you know there was people sitting on top of people on top of it, you know.
Now, I'm not one that would resort to violence, I'll be honest. It takes a lot, and especially when kids are involved, but I really wanted to turn around and just let something happen to
glass someone. It was
Well,
pretty rough.
Okay, not glass, but kind of just go, fuck off. Stop sitting on top of me. Stop kicking me in the back. Like, it got to the point that, and I'm a pretty patient person, that I wanted to turn around.
Yeah.
And then the
Man,
fireworks happened, so it was great.
Yeah. Oh, and the last couple, although they were lovely, the last couple, they literally would, like, we had this one little space. It was probably smaller than this, like smaller than the table, that was free, that had grass available. These couple just came straight in, sat straight down, and it was like,
I don't know if you can see two separate families with two separate children.
like, it was, it was absolutely flipping redonkulous, actually.
It's one of those things where you start with, like, you know, a 3x3 or a 4x4, so that by the end of it, you've got a 1x1.
We had, at the start, we were like, because we got there pretty early, we got there about midday, so we've been sitting there for about 8 hours by the end of it, but yeah, we had a big space, and then it just slowly got smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, and it was like, and then over the ads, if you can't socially distance, wear your mask. There was about 7 million people in 1 metre by 1 metre, and no one was wearing a mask. So,
Actually, I feel sorry. There was a guy, I turned around at probably the wrong time, and he was obviously frustrated with his kid, and he's just grabbed his son. He's like, it's just on dusk, so I think it was after we got food, so after the big plane went over, he's just grabbed his son, he's just thrown him at the ground, and he was just over it, and I wanted to go up and go, mate, it's okay. You're going to be okay.
It's okay not to be okay.
yeah, give me a bit of a bear hug, you know? But it's good.
Listen, mate, I got this podcast.
Yeah, hey, look, without sounding like that guy, I've been that guy quite a few times. There was a guy here doing the smoke alarms. Told him about it. if you're listening, mate, thank you for tuning in. I'll start buying your apparel as soon as you launch it. But get it, launch it. See, threw it in the name there.
Shameless plug, right?
Yeah, shameless. Yeah, exactly. Perfect, right? No, but it's been good. I think, yeah, like you said, it was good to get out, good to get away. Obviously, that's obviously the look that everyone was sort of going for. Everyone was trying to get out of the house, trying to, you know.
Yeah, well, I went to SeaWorld yesterday. Found out that you went to SeaWorld today.
We went to SeaWorld today.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel left out that I didn't go to SeaWorld.
Yeah, you should.
It's all right. You're chucking a sickie, right? So you're going tomorrow.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, SeaWorld was good.
Well,
except for the fact that, did you see the polar bears?
No, they were sleeping when we went through.
Yeah, they were inside all day yesterday. And it was like, went to
you guys get passes while you're down there?
Get passes?
Yeah.
Oh, I just paid for a day pass because yesterday would have been like the only day. I know that I had guaranteed to go.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to buy 2-year passes for Tegan to maybe go with her friends.
Yeah, to not go.
And then that's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, Afterpay, thank God, because I didn't want to pay $200 outright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Best part is, I hit the Pulse rewards for Afterpay somehow. So, no money got taken out yesterday when I Afterpaid it. The first instalment will come out next fortnight.
Huh.
Interesting.
So, it's after you spend a certain amount and pay it back on time, you get the Pulse rewards, so I can Afterpay gift cards and a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah, right.
And the first payment gets taken out the fortnight after, which is horribly dangerous.
Yeah.
So in 2 weeks' time, he's going to be completely broke because I'm just going to Afterpay the shit out of it.
Mind you, I've got a tattoo appointment booked in on the 9th of October that I have to save money for, that I was supposed to save money for this week. But, you know, fucking SeaWorld appeared.
Give it free tickets, I think.
Yeah, good luck. I think they're struggling a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see how the mental health of the guys and the women that are up the top of that organisation
And the others.
You know, and all the employees as well that are
Yeah.
being paid, and
Which is one thing I actually overheard today as we got into one of the exhibits, and it was, I felt like turning around and going, just calm down, you've got a job. But it was, the comment from one of the staff members was, and obviously they won't find out, but I heard it, but they were saying it to another staff member, which was, we're short-staffed again. I was going,
yeah,
you're in an industry that is highly disrupted by something that no one can predict.
And for theme parks in general, this has been going on since before then. This has been going on since Dreamworld had that incident down there.
Yeah.
You know, they took a massive impact from that. Obviously, not so much.
Sorry, silent note to Dreamworld. Remove the bollards that I usually do a U-turn at of a morning when I'm on the bike. Really bloody annoying to have to go through your whole car park and over your speed bumps. So that roundabout there in front of theirs, and I'm getting sidetracked here, to go onto the freeway. Well, often 2 lanes go around, so it banks up. So I divert into Dreamworld, and there's a little concrete section, but they've put 2 metal bollards up. They're removable ones. I just do a U-turn around that, go around and on my merry way. Well, now I have to go through their car park, over all their speed bumps, and then out onto the service road. Just slightly annoying first world problems, I know.
Yeah, if you're listening, move that damn thing because it's annoying.
Art and Leisure, we're coming for you.
Yeah. That's not a threat, by the way.
No,
right? Just please don't take it.
I'm just going to write a very nasty letter.
Put a nasty review on TripAdvisor.
Oh, you good.
But yeah, it got me thinking. I'm going, like, you've got a job, you're at work, you're obviously getting an income. I get it. You would like some more help and things like that. But, like, I don't know about when you went, but it was not busy.
No.
I couldn't move around.
The only part that it was difficult to move was when you went into the exhibits, because there's such small spaces.
Yeah.
Also, every child on the face of the earth was there yesterday.
School holidays,
and, you
too.
know, you can tell when people don't know how to read, because the sign clearly says, don't walk past this and don't tap on the glass.
Oh, you're in the underwater exhibit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then please.
Yep.
That
Actually,
and the Nickelodeon, not the Nickelodeon, the Nickelodeon ride area.
yeah.
That was a bit horrible.
Yeah. We didn't go too much into that, but yeah, similar thing today where there was, kids up against the glass. Actually, it was pretty funny. We were up at the end, which I'm actually thankful. They bring you in one way and take you out another. I'm like, they're trying.
Yeah.
But there was this little girl, and she was up against it. She's like, oh, there's a dory fish. There's a dory fish. And she's turning around to her dad, and then she turned back to look at the glass right as a shark came past. She shat herself. I laughed. Her dad laughed. It was just great. It was just like, I couldn't hold it in.
Dory's getting eaten. Oh, no.
There was a lot of experiences like that where the kids are like pointing at whatever they're screaming about, but they're looking at the parent saying, there's a lobster, there's a dory, there's a Nemo, look at the lobster. And the parent's like, I can fucking see it, mate.
Yeah. So you're looking through the same glass?
I know that you're really excited, and I'm super happy to see that, but goddamn.
Yeah. No, it was like at the fireworks last night when they flew the big aeroplane over London out of nowhere. She just looks up. She's like, "Wow!" And it was the cutest thing ever. Like just to see it, and I wish they had. Actually, that's a good note for if anyone who organises Riverfire listens to this. You bastards said 5:30, not 5:10.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing because
You'll be hearing from my lawyers.
Yeah.
I don't have lawyers.
Well, actually, I was like, the Air Force probably made that decision because.
Well, there we go. It's a hard fight. It's an uphill battle,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I want to fight it.
But it was funny because they had those big, easy signs or whatever they are as you walked over, and it was fly over at 5:30, and
all the digital like LED signs all said it was at 5:30, but the army's like letter of notification to the general public said 5:10, and sure enough, bang on the money, 5:10.
Yeah, but who's looking out of their way to find information from the army saying, no, we've changed your time, mate.
Well, yeah,
this guy.
Yeah, fucking nerd.
Yeah. Well, no, I actually originally found it because I wanted to find out what time they were doing the rehearsal, and they just so happened to be on the same page. So it was good, but yes, arseholes. They chose the wrong time and day, and fuck you guys.
I was stuck in the food line. You were stuck in the food line helping me.
Yeah.
So we saw the tail end. So I saw the Air Force. Like actually, funnily enough, when I was home last night.
You got to see this much of it, remember? Because it was like, there it goes.
Yeah.
where it spread itself between the trees. There was like trees and then like overhead like canopy stuff. You was like, bye. Oh.
That was cool. We can go home now.
Yeah.
And it was actually as I was going up to order as well. Like it was bang on the money. I was about to open my mouth and say the order. I was like, not going to bother. You could not hear each other.
Yeah.
It was done. But yeah, I was on online last night looking at some photography forums and groups, as you do when you get home and both the kids are in bed. Because I had my niece with me yesterday. And
I'd also call the other one a kid too, but
yeah, we won't even go into that one. She was in bed. I was trying to use the bathroom.
He had to poo for those who can't pick up subtle signs.
And there's some pretty good photos taken actually. So there was
poo.
No, mate.
We'll put them in the chat.
No.
If you've seen his poo before, drop it in the comments
Look,
below.
that is why we have to have two different chats with your family, okay? There's the chat that your mum's allowed in and the chat that she's not.
Yeah. Because when you put poo photos in, she doesn't like that.
Yeah, Stephen, I was there on your 18th.
Yeah. Oh,
She doesn't like anything that involves an ass.
That was actually one of the best nights. I paid for 4 drinks and I'm pretty sure I walked away with 24.
I know. I was so blind. I got
It
picked
was
up.
fucking ridiculous. Yeah. You went home and the rest of us partied without you on your birthday.
Yeah. And then I woke up.
I spilt pepperoni pizza on the really fancy pool table at fucking... wherever the first place we went was.
Bruh, I was drunk by 9:30. I don't know what you're
The
talking
Hummer
about.
dropped us off.
Oh, they're not even there anymore.
There's this real high quality pool table that we're all playing pool at.
Was that the upstairs one?
Sounds
It was like a
beer
big
garden.
open floor plan, and that was it. A few pool tables and a bar.
Sounds like the beer garden because we did go to the beer garden first.
No, we didn't.
No, we fucking didn't.
Oh, bro, well,
Wrong birthday, mate.
I went to the beer garden in my own head then.
No, we didn't go to the beer garden. We went to 4 clubs. Oh, I know which one it was.
Like Club Live or something.
No, I think back in the day it was called. I want to say Bedroom, or is that the second club?
Bedroom's what it is now. Bedroom's still around.
Yeah, or it closed down and reopened, or is it the
Because
Avenue?
we went there and then we went Sin City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sin City was the
And
last.
Sin City was just playing fucking ghetto bees. We walked in and it was like some sort of yippity yap, something, shake your ass to the beat, and then it was Eminem, Lose Yourself, and then just
So it was just
some other
bangers.
bangers. It was
Just
mint.
bangers. That's something you don't hit now.
I've
That's the night that. That's the night that Tegan met Tim when he won Big Brother.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I have a photo somewhere of me with Tim.
I don't know how you made it to that point. I remember the cops coming over with the GoPro
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
make sure he gets home, and then they fucked off. And I was like, Jesus, you're
Yeah.
right.
Well, the thing that fucked me over was old mate security guard. He's too drunk. He can't come in here. If you want to come in, you got to scull a bottle of Powerade. And I was like, that's the easiest thing I've
How
sculled.
do you think I got
tonight.
to this point right now?
Challenge
That's
accepted.
the easiest thing I've sculled. And then I sculled the shit out of it. Walked inside. He's like, no, that was impressive. Walked in. Somehow got a photo with Tim from Big Brother. And then threw up all over everything. So,
Yeah, look,
mission
it was a good time.
accomplished.
I remember the end of that night, or should I say the next morning. And
Did you go to that?
Yeah.
That's fucking munted. I
Yeah.
don't even remember you existing at that point.
Yeah.
This was great because I'll say this,
That's what I
and not in a derogatory term, but all the teeny boppers
was-
by the
it
end
was
of it
derogatory.
were like, fuck, I'm tired of sleep. And here's Sam and me just like, fuck yeah, let's get a burrito and keep going.
I remember the end going to the beach.
Yeah, we're sitting at the beach.
Yeah.
So Sam and I had a burrito. There was a couple other people. Obviously, you were there.
I knew there were
Some had
burritos.
hungries, some had pizzas and stuff. And we're just like,
I think we got kebabs.
yeah.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, and we're like, oh yeah, kebabs, burritos, sorry. And we're all like, okay, we're
Same thing.
awake.
How dare you mix those?
We could hit another pub or something, and then all the teeny boppers were like, I think we were like, what,
How
24
the fuck
at the
did we get
time.
home?
You
Uh,
guys
Maxi
paid for a
taxi?
or something, didn't
Yeah, we paid for a taxi.
Yeah.
Maxi.
Yeah.
We'd
Yeah,
have been
no,
the
it
only
was-
retards working. At that
And
point.
then you guys are all like trying to go through your wallet for money. I'm like, it's fine. We'll just we're going home.
yeah, we're going home. It's a bye.
Yeah, I just remember the giant horde of porta potties
Yeah.
down the end of
Well, it was
service.
schoolies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's every year. My birthday falls on schoolies, so didn't last year because they were closed. But how am I supposed to get my jig on?
Yeah, you're a bit of
No,
a...
I'm just no, I don't go. Fuck that.
Oh, I was at the hairdressers yesterday. Don't know if you noticed. Just a nice
Damn,
little,
I
boy.
nice little trim.
G.
Oh my god, Paul!
And-
We basically.
The fuck?
Oh, you haven't seen Big Mouth, have you?
Nah.
Oh, I got to get him onto it.
Oh,
Okay.
that's yeah. Like none of the people at work have done it either.
Oh.
So I'll be walking around. I'm like, I'm like, what the fuck? Are you having a stroke?
Slightly.
The guy thought he was funny, so he's going through doing all right and we're chatting. Then he's chatting to his mate, and I don't know in what dialect, but at the end of it, he's like, "Oh, you know, this haircut, and I'll give you some cologne, and you know, it's gonna get you laid." And I'm like, "Don't think my wife would like that."
Yeah.
She fucking thought it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Did you get laid from it?
Did not work.
No, you motherfucker.
No.
Go back there. No, go
I
back
want my
there
money back.
and demand a refund. Oh, 100%.
$60.
What, mate. I mean, that's what it costs me every time I go because
I bought hair products as well.
Actually.
Mate, I don't get beer here. I get lemonade. I'm not complaining. I enjoyed a
look,
can of
These
lemonade.
guys don't do beer yet either, but
Oh.
Yet.
but
I wonder if it's
It's on
no.
the-
I estimated 2017.
So-
You've been around for 4 years now.
So-
There's no beer.
Right.
That's established.
Ripped off.
yeah.
Yeah.
So-
He said estimated.
established.
I think we spoke about this in the
I'm really tired.
first,
First
in the
one,
first
yeah.
podcast. It is not against the law for barbershops, hairdressing salons, or like spas, like lady spa. Oh, and men do it too, but it's not illegal for
Oh.
them to give away free alcohol.
I shit you not.
Yeah,
It's
but
great.
What fucking business wants to give away free alcohol?
Well, see, you don't. You
Trust
can't-
me, day spas. It's great.
Yeah.
10 o'clock in the morning. Would you like a beer, sir? Yes.
Yeah. So you can't sell it, but what you can do is all of a sudden, instead of having a haircut that costs you $60, it might cost you $80, and you get 2 free beers.
Two.
So really, you've paid for
$10
it.
a beer. that's
He's just
great.
raiding the fridge.
Yeah.
But also,
But
in saying that, I suppose the concept behind it would be not like a morality thing, but a business owner is not going to look at it and go, that could be a cool venture. They're going to look at it and be like, that's more fucking money I got to spill out for a license.
But see, then
No, this is the beauty of it.
no, there is no license.
No license.
What?
Yeah, so
They're
so
exempt.
That's the difference. When the act was written, or when the license board put the information together, it was just a given. So, when you went and got your haircut, you were given a beer. So when they wrote the act, the only 3 businesses that are exempt are hairdressers, barbers, salons, and spas. I think there was 1 or 2 more others, but
See, it's going back
Not
to
regular ones.
the olden days where you'd go into the barber shop and you'd be there for an hour because you get your hair done, you get your beard trimmed and whatnot, or shaved. But they'd serve you a drink in order, because you're going there. That's your escape from, for lack of a better word, the women, right? Is you go into the barber shop for an
hang
hour,
out for a bit.
you have a drink, you read the paper, you get a shave, and then you go back about your business.
Yeah.
Because there are some businesses in Brisbane, or clubs in Brisbane, where, you walk in, they hand you a beer, they hand you a paper, and you just sit down and read the paper for an hour.
Yep.
You have to be a member of the club, but
Where can I find these kinds of places?
you put it this way, I don't think any 3 of us could afford it. Maybe if we shared a membership, but I don't think they allow that.
Is it a gentleman's club?
Not a gentleman's club, but it
I'm
is
not
a
interested.
it is a club of sorts, from what I hear.
Like the traditional
Like your traditional,
ideal of a club.
your traditional business club
Yeah.
type thing, where you
Hoity-toity. I say, good sir, fetch me some tea.
like you have to rock up in a
Jackanapes. A suit.
a jacket and a suit type thing. Yeah.
So, hairdressing salons, hospitals, that's awkward. Hospitals, limousines, nursing homes, retirement villages, and tour operators. They are the only...
Right, let's go through the list from the top.
That
so, hairdressing salons?
Yeah. So does that include barbers?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. You just explained that.
Yeah.
The next one.
Hospitals?
Yeah.
Which
so,
is great, because that is why I got beer when my child was born. And then my mate, who is my mate now, he wasn't beforehand, we didn't know him beforehand, actually spoke to the nursing unit manager, who rang down and organised another 6-pack for us dads on the floor. So we had 2 more each. It was great.
Yeah, well, it's old times, I guess, if we're going to go back to that shit.
Yeah.
You drink a fucking nip of whiskey or a bottle of whiskey to succumb the
That's the
pain.
beauty of it. I also took a bottle of whiskey with myself to the hospital. So we went private, so we were able to stay there for 5 days. It was great. So I finished the beer, then I had whiskey. And then I got knocked out and Sam got up for the midnight feeds. I'm sorry, darling.
So this
Well,
actually
it's not like you
says...
got tits to feed it with.
This actually says...
Well, mine were
Oh.
useless.
Look, she didn't want to. She didn't want to latch to mine. So
Well, so this actually says, so I'm a little bit wrong with my information before, but so the exemption will apply when supply of liquor is limited to 2 standard drinks per person per day. So you can give away two drinks, or you can sell them, because it says, so for hairdressing salons are exempt as a liquor, as long as liquor is not sold or consumed on Christmas Day. So Christmas Day, Good Friday, before 1 p.m. on Anzac Day. So if you don't sell it to them, it's all right.
that seems a pretty good deal to me.
Yeah, limousines can do it
Yeah.
pretty much every day.
I mean, so back to your birthday story.
Yeah,
The fucking alcohol in the limousine. The alcohol at the limousine in the clubs
Yeah.
was shit.
Yeah.
It was like fucking
terps.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
fucking jet fuel,
I know.
but with no power behind it. It was just
No.
absinthe, but 1%.
But yeah, it was like absinthe, but you were drinking water. It just tasted like...
See, that was fine. That's why we got like 24, because your guys went and bought other stuff, and then we just got the leftovers. So
Yeah.
by the time you put that together, it was
So if
2
you have
standard
enough-
drinks.
And Rusco's vodka.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it was
Rusky.
wine and Ruskies.
Yeah.
See, there was a lot of vodka,
small shit.
not Red Bull, vodka, like vodka raspberries.
Hmm.
There was like 10 of those
Ah,
left over at the
fire trucks or whatever they're called.
Yeah, they were left over at like the last club, and they're like, "Well, we've already paid for them." I'm like, "Oh, sweet." So Sam and I are just sitting in the corner going, hunk, hunk, hunk,
Yeah.
hunk.
See, they're nice. They're okay.
Yeah, well, we sunk a few of those, and we're just like, oh, stuff it, we'll drink them.
Well,
Yeah, so there's quite a few here. Host farm accommodation, bed and breakfasts, gift baskets. Fucking hell.
gift barkers and ham and
How many you had?
Gift baskets and floral arrangements. So you're allowed to give them away as long as it's no more than 2 litres of liquor.
So you can give as a fruit basket.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
could go to say we could go down to the local plumbing supply shop. They could give you fucking 2 litres of Jack Daniels if you wanted, but that's it.
Yeah, they couldn't give you a case of beer.
Yeah.
That's fine. 2 litres of some sort of spirit and a fruit basket.
Is that why the most of the spirits come in particular measurements? Like your
Yeah, like
typical body is,
175s or something.
well, it's 700 ml or 1.25, right?
Yeah, probably.
Ah.
Any quantity of spirit. What is this? The quantity of liquor is not more than 2 litres, and if the liquor includes spirits, the quantity must be less than 1 litre. There you go.
Yeah.
Here's your
Yeah,
750
so
ml.
2 litres. So you could do 2 litres of beer, but whatevs. Or 1 litre of alcohol, so 750s. That'd be why they come in 750s.
Yeah, interesting.
It's all a strange marketing tactic, I suppose, but
Oh, they're
Yeah.
just adhering to the law
Yeah.
that's been written.
exactly. So, and it was
Well,
written
actually-
in 1992. So
Actually, that being said, it's individual state-based laws, so they must all go off the same advice, though.
Well, yeah, maybe, but if you look in New South Wales, I can walk down the street in New South Wales with a beer in my hand and drink it, because you can drink in public.
And you can get alcohol from certain
yeah.
Aldi stores and
Yeah.
supermarkets.
So,
Not Byron Bay, funnily enough, which is what we're drinking today.
yeah.
I was actually disappointed.
Oh,
We
yeah.
stayed in Byron for a weekend or something. We stayed just out of Byron. And I'm like, oh, sweet, we're in New South Wales. We can go to Aldi and get liquor. Walked in, they don't have
No.
liquor in Aldi there.
It's ridiculous. I think, personally, I don't really understand why...
Dinner.
You what?
Dinner.
Would say dinner.
Almost.
Finish what you're saying. No, it's ready.
Yeah, I don't really understand why in Queensland we don't allow it. You know, obviously being responsible. It's when we were at Riverfire the other night. Oh, we can't serve you alcohol till after 8 o'clock. Why not? Oh, because
Why the
It's-
fuck would I want to stay to that point?
yeah,
Well,
a
it's probably
responsible
the-
service.
Yes, our
It's like, for safety
response.
reason, but
No,
Why?
it'd
'Cause,
be
you know,
that.
it's better to drink in the dark than
Well,
it
that's
is
the thing.
to drinking.
The place was
middle of
empty
the
by
day.
8 o'clock. But what it'll be
Yeah.
is the licensing that they paid for.
yeah, which would
Mind you, like
adhere them to more of a club sort of scenario type
Yeah.
thing. But it's still ridiculous.
I still fucking drink at parks.
Oh,
Yeah.
hot tip for anyone going to an event like that: be a parent, because they only like check the top of one bag and that's it. So you can hide heaps
Yes.
of stuff underneath. It's great.
Yes.
Whereas your partner's sister, they went through everything.
Yeah.
Really?
But when we walked in, the dude literally just like
I walked in, so I had a
unzipped the top bag and that was it. He was like, "No, all good, later,
yeah,
Bob."
I didn't even do that. So I had
Okay.
like this trike thing, and it's got a bag or something on the back, and yeah, you just they didn't even look at that. They just went, "Oh yeah, kids in a trike going through." I'm like, I'm just disappointed
Your kid's
because
not even real. It's an animatron.
I'm just
wah, wah.
so we know that for next year because we
Yeah.
didn't figure it out
Yeah, we
this year.
didn't do this year, but
Oh, so Jordan's left us. He's abandoned ship.
yeah,
Won't hold
dog.
that against him. Well, we
Big
will,
dog.
but
oh, I'm gonna hold it against him.
he won't find out for another couple. Well, actually, no. Hopefully, have this one up by Wednesday. Shit, that's gonna be
Is
busy.
it like this week? Like 2 days?
Yeah,
Is it?
yeah.
Didn't you post one last week?
Nah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Look, if we're delayed one, that's
It should be fine.
yeah, we'll fucking see what happens.
Sam's back at the gym, which is good. So she got cleared by the doctor. So 'cause she had surgery.
Yeah, back at the gym.
Yeah, well, she hasn't been. She usually goes to gym Monday, Tuesday nights. But because
Maybe what takes London with it?
no, London's in bed Monday
Ah.
night. So we literally will put kid to bed, and then we'll go to the
Oh, we space out, yeah.
Yeah. Should go to the gym, so I'll just sit in the office, put some headphones on, and edit away.
And have some fun, eh?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
I don't know where we were up to before.
Well, we were just generally talking shit.
That's what we're good at.
Pretty much. So yeah, I think we were talking about. Actually, I don't know. We were on the whole beer wagon again. So we're talking about the liquor licensing.
I do like a bit of beer.
Well, what are you binge watching at the moment? There you go. We'll go sidestep a bit.
Yeah, sidestep. To be honest, Money Heist was something I was binge watching the shit out of.
That's right. You were talking about that one last episode.
Yeah. So Money Heist, it's a really good, show. Just gonna make sure that I turn the right. Yeah, I did. Yeah. It's a really, really good show. It's obviously in another language, which is hard to deal with, but Hayden can't deal with it. He just leaves it in the original version and just reads subtitles. Yeah, because the voices don't match up. So yeah,
it's very interesting that. I know. Look up back in the day with some more Japanese anime type stuff, and even just reading the subtitles over English dub versions gives you a completely different. There's different afflictions to the wording and everything, but everyone's different.
And their tones of voice and things like that completely opposite to what the voiceovers are. It's pretty crazy. But no, it's been good. It's how's your week been? Or 2 weeks actually. How's your?
Yeah, it's been fun, hasn't it? Jeez, I don't even know what I've been up to. Well, we went for a ride last Sunday.
Yeah.
So that was our little.
I've been trying to forget that, so thanks for bringing that up.
Why have you been trying to forget that?
Well, because my bike kept dying for no reason.
Well, yeah, if you just think about the shit parts.
Yeah, okay.
The food was good.
Food was good. The ride was nice.
Yeah.
Till I took a wrong turn, but.
How did you?
Yeah, remember when I took the wrong turn, ended up in the fucking dead end street, and then you were stuck there for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was so much fun. Just waiting for traffic to pass. But no, look, it was fun.
It was good. It was really. I actually enjoyed the ride. It's good to get out. I actually on my way back to see them that afternoon, so that was good. And yeah, I think it was only a few times where I was an idiot, but
debatable. But potato.
Yeah.
It was good. So don't get me wrong. I've been riding my bike a little bit. Well, not a little bit, but to and from work at the moment.
While you wait for your car. Yeah.
While I wait for the car, so it was good to have a more social ride without just I've got to get here, I've got to get back type thing. So yeah, that was fun. I'll be honest, I think we hadn't been sleeping well, so I think Sunday afternoon we just slept or chilled or vegged or something. Can't remember what was Saturday. I did something Saturday.
Well, we hung out Saturday.
Did we?
I'm pretty sure, because that's how we decided that. Oh no, you just went away. You and Sam.
No.
Because Little Miss London was with.
No, that was a few weekends before that.
Oh.
No, we decided to go for a ride because Sam had a picnic she was doing. So
Yeah, but because I'm sure I said I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, I know we caught up. I just can't remember why.
Go karting?
No, that was Father's Day.
It was Father's Day. Stop it. I don't know, man.
That was only a couple of weeks ago. That's shocking.
Oh, I can't remember now. No, I can't remember. What I will do though, if we're free next weekend, I will get Shano.
Yeah. I think I'm pretty free.
Good.
So he's not dead?
No, so he actually fell asleep. Oh no, it was good. He fell asleep. His wife let him sleep because, he's like the rest of us. When you sleep, you want to catch that sleep.
Yeah.
But his two eldest weren't overly keen on coming out. So,
okay.
It was good. It was good. And made sure that he was all right. That was the main thing. When he finally did message back, I said, mate, as long as you message, that's all good, because I wanted to make sure, obviously the worst didn't happen, because obviously I was like, oh, you said you were coming.
Yeah.
So when you didn't respond, the first thing that I thought of was like, well, something happened between home and getting there. Yeah. So that was good. It was good. I was really glad that he fell asleep. That's
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it's been good. What's the rest of the week's looking like?
Well, all going to plan. So I got, as I sort of looped back to earlier, is I got a guy coming out to look at the oven tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to work from home and
Do the changeover, or
no. So we started thinking about it. We were going to change the oven. But
Yeah.
Like, maybe not. Maybe we'll just get it resealed or get it fixed, essentially.
appliance mechanic or something?
Yeah. So a guy coming out to look at that and then look at the range hood, because the range hood doesn't work properly.
Range hood never worked.
No.
It was
So hopefully you can look at that. Look, it's a couple $100 call out fee. I kind of go, well, it's only a few $100 for a new range hood, but he's hopefully looked at the oven and has the parts with him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I got that, and then all going well. I'm hoping that I'll get my car back on Wednesday. So that is the ETA for it.
Beautiful.
It'll be nice. Don't get me wrong, I love riding the bike.
Look,
But there are just certain things.
it's got its pros and cons, right?
Yeah. So, and it's not to say that I don't pay attention in the car. All I want to say is that you have a bit more comfort around you.
Yeah.
So you can reflect. So I listen to a lot of, funnily enough, podcasts, and I don't do that on the bike, because you are constantly looking at this, that, something else, trying to make sure
Occupied.
you're not dead.
Yeah.
So
Well, some of us do.
some of us do.
The rest of us are just idiots. But yes.
So be keen to get back into a few of those. Just make it a bit easier to transport things as well. So even like getting lunch. Like I know it's such a first world problem and I sound like a whinger, but getting geared up to go to Subway to pick up a Subway or something and come back. And I know the age I think, oh, why don't you just get Uber Eats or Menulog or something? The price of that is astronomical compared to if you rocked up to a shop. Because I looked into it, and I looked at one and I compared it, and I forget which one, but it was a Mexican place. And not only was there a increased price on the products, I'd say this was a burrito and a drink, but you also had the service fee on top of that.
Yeah, see, I think where we are here, it's very limited services. So I've found, like we actually use it quite often if we just don't feel like going out, because obviously where we are, it's a little bit, I want to say it's a little bit out of the way. We do have some major food outlets like KFC and McDonald's and things like that, but it's not, we don't have endless at our disposal.
Yeah.
So in order for those companies to get our business, they have lowered the price around here. So for instance, you mentioned Subway. So we actually ordered Subway the other day, although they fudged it up, and I ended up getting a full refund, which I was pretty happy about. They refunded me, and the lady at whatever company, like the Uber Eats or the DoorDash or whatever it was, actually gave me my $30 back or whatever it was. But she also gave me a further like $20 credit.
Yeah.
So next time I eat. But yeah, so I think in saying that, yeah. So when I order it, or if I was to order it at work, we did notice it is more expensive.
Yeah.
Whereas here we get things like free delivery, zero fees. Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed that without going and naming and shaming, but it was a burrito meal, drink, and I even looked into it. I'm like, a can of drink was $7. I'm going,
oh shit.
and then you had the service fee on top of that. I'm just going, this is ridiculous. A meal for one person.
Wow.
So don't get me wrong, I had a gift card, so it wasn't overly, but that's beside the point. But a meal for one person was going to be like $32.
Oh
What triggered it was we ordered from, I think, the same place for a work lunch, and 3 meals came to $110.
holy sh.
And I got the receipt, and this is where I'm like, this became difficult because I had to get the receipt from the provider, and I also had the receipt from the vendor, so from say
Yeah, Uber Eats or DoorDash or yeah.
And hi Jordan. And for expense purposes.
I don't have my phone, so I can't even take photos. I was going to say, I want to show you guys what we're looking at. It's pretty fucked up, but
yeah, for expense purposes, so yeah, $110 hit my card, but when you look at the receipt from the fast food joint, it was like $95. And even then, I'm looking at it going, and you can even see on the receipt where they say Uber Eats service fee, Uber Eats service fee. And in there, it's like on every item, and I'm like, I cannot see how people do that for a living.
No, that's it's pretty rough. No, yeah. Ironically, we don't have that fee down here, so it's interesting to see where you look at where they need that service or they need that client, so they need the extra sale, and where they don't. Obviously, down your work, it's very populated, so they can charge that premium because it's like, well, you want it because you want it, not because we need your business. So, yeah, what is the
getting houses sent to me, although we're a few months off from moving, so I'm not getting overly excited or entertained.
Well, let us know. Hopefully I break my ankle this time.
No, don't do that. Definitely don't do that. We were talking with... That's what we did Saturday. Hi, Dave.
Ah, yes. Yes. Hi, Dave.
For lunch, and it turned into dinner and
lunch
drinks
and dinner and drinks and...
A lot of... And I'm pointing over to the racing simulator in the corner.
Yes.
That's what had happened.
Yeah, a lot of gaming and...
Yeah, because your partner was working and we'd finished swimming lessons. We're like, oh, well, we knew that you were looking after me. So, like, sweet, we'll come and, I don't know, we'll walk to the park or something. You're like, oh, I've got someone coming over. I'm like, oh, more the merrier. Yeah. So that's what we did.
We hung out.
Yeah, I remember that night. Oh, man.
It's a bit pasty. It was good.
Yeah, the next day hurt a bit.
Yeah. It's the recovery time that takes a bit of time getting used to. That's the problem.
The older you get, the longer it gets.
Yeah. Yes. We were actually. How are you feeling, Dave? By the way, let us know. Let's I know you'll be listening, so yeah. How were you feeling, mate? Because I was front door fingered. I was fucked.
Yeah, the grumbles in the stomach, that's for sure.
Oh. And then we went for the ride the next day, So yeah. No, that's a good. I reckon that's good when you are hungover. Make sure you're not drunk. I mean, there's probably no way to tell unless you buy a proper machine. But go for a ride if you're ever starting to if you feel hungover. Go for a ride because the wind, the fresh air, it's just constantly obviously getting bashed in your throat or in your face. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. So looping back where that came into is that I think they're looking at finishing off their place or their house is getting built, and they're going to get removalists in, and that's one thing that Sam and I said is that stuff that next time we're getting removalists.
Yeah.
Like we'll pack up obviously whatever we can, but oh man, that's just.
Yeah, well they paid. Yeah, they moved from Brisbane to out Toowoomba way, and they said something like $1,500 or something. So it was like, and that was say an hour and a half, 2 hour drive to get to where they're going. And you guys are. Well, if you're looking down the Gold Coast,
we're still looking at the Gold Coast area, a bit closer to work. So probably no more than hypothetically speaking half an hour.
Yeah. So I mean, looking at that, it's not bad at all.
But even if it's just some of that heavier stuff as well, like the reality is the fish weighs a fish. Fridge. Where the fish goes.
How many drinks you had, boy? Something wrong.
But the fridge weighs a ton. The couch is not so much. Like we
couch pretty good. Yeah.
You helped me move that couch.
Yeah.
So but.
Yeah.
Still going to remove listed.
Yeah. It is the easiest way. Like we obviously moved to here, it's the same deal, and doing it again, man. I'll gladly pay somebody else to.
I think this is hard because I did watch my just to hire a couple of guys and a truck, and they give you an estimate, and it just kept going up and up because they were there longer. And you want to be nice because I think it was a pretty hot day. We were trying to help them out and stuff as well, but you just saw it, and they had no idea. Like they got given an address. It was rock up and move everything, and you're just going, oh, you stand there going, come on. You want to hurry them up a little bit, but you also don't want them to injure themselves.
Yeah, right.
So I do worry a bit about that because I do like a little bit of certainty if this is going to cost me X amount of dollars.
Well, I mean, look, that would probably be a case of hitting the company up, finding the right company.
Yeah, true.
There's obviously, you know, you could jump online, you could throw it out there and put it on, say, Facebook, but then you do get the, you know, every Tom, Dick and Harry going, oh, I can make money off of this. Yeah. I'll do that. And then you start to do, I'll only charge you $100, $50 an hour. And then all of a sudden they're there for 12 hours because
this is what
they weren't ready for it.
Looking back, this is what worries me about the oven person coming up. So there's a call-out fee in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you get charged every 15 minutes after that.
What's his 15-minute rate?
I'd have to look it up. Like it's a couple $100 for the call out in the first 15 minutes.
Well, look, you know, when you look at that, it's the. I've got to choose my words carefully here, but you've got to. In order to pay whatever you're asking, they have to give you written notice.
Yeah.
If they don't, and the reason I'm choosing my words carefully is because you know what I'm talking about. If the company doesn't provide you with a quote that's been approved, they leave themselves open for some larger issues themselves.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, don't rip them off.
No.
But
I'm not.
if you think you're being ripped off, take it, you know.
I just remember, and I'm not going to say every trade or anything like this, but what I'm saying is that someone came out and we built brand new.
Yeah.
And after they have this warranty period, and they come out and they do things like patchwork because the house moves a bit, and just things that they've stuffed up.
Yeah.
And you just start to notice.
And
you
you've
don't notice everything on day one.
No.
And so the plaster screws in the bulkhead in the master bedroom were very, very clearly evident. And it's like, can you fix that? And then they're fine. They're fine about it. Yep, just send pictures. Cool. Guy came out. I'm like, cool. I'm just going to work in the office. If you need to turn off the power, just tell me. So no, it's fine. And fixing up, like, even one point where under vanity, they just missed painting.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. We're all humans. But I sort of walk in just because I hadn't heard from the guy. And so he put a drop sheet over our bed, which was nice. I was thankful. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But he's just sitting there on his phone. I'm like, you okay, mate? Oh, yeah. I was just taking a break. It's like, I'm glad I'm not paying for this.
That is, well, that's it. And look, going back to what we were discussing just before without saying too much.
Yeah.
That's how I feel that deal went. You know, going down that path and it's, in my eyes, it shouldn't have taken 24 man hours to do the job. But, and it's one of those things, you get in, you get stuck in, you have a go. Yeah, you'll know if they're taking it for right. I mean, especially if you're there, like if you are got removalists and you're there and you're helping them out, they sort of get inclined to do the job quicker because it's like, well, it's kind of like having somebody watching you the whole time, which you know, we discussed. You tell me how to do my job, I'm going to take twice as long and do it. But with a job like that, if you're helping them, you know, it's not hard.
No, it's all manual labour stuff.
Yeah. So no, but it's good. It's so that moving forward, you're looking at moving closer to work, and is you reckon it's so that it's easier, like travel times, taking less on the day, or?
Yeah, less travel time. I'm also looking for, I don't want to say bigger place, but something a bit more better laid out. Yeah. Which is ironic because I know I built this place. That being said, you learn from your mistakes.
That's it. Yeah,
but
definitely.
Also, you know, we're coming up to where we've been in this place 4.5 by no means am I saying that's a precursor to
I'd
move.
love-
You
yeah.
should move every 4.5 years. No, don't do that. But the world has definitely changed, and our needs have changed as well.
Yeah.
So that's the other key thing, is that when we built this place, we didn't have a child.
Yeah.
Now we've been very fortunate. We forethought some of it, and that's why, the nursery is directly opposite the master bedroom,
Yep.
because you don't want to be running down
the
type
hallway.
thing.
Yep.
But yeah, there's just certain other aspects. It's like, this isn't really how we would lay it out now.
Yeah.
So yeah, just looking somewhere like even extend that I might be able to share the load rather than just having your lovely partner cook us dinner every time we're
Yeah.
over here, which we're very thankful for, and it was very delicious. We had chicken risotto for those paying attention at home.
It was pretty good. Yeah, not gonna lie.
But yeah, just somewhere we can, maybe do something like this, so we can
Yeah.
alternate or have a few different
Bring it
areas.
down. Yeah,
so-
do something different.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's I think it's something that you've outgrown it. I would say that. You've and I noticed that from where you moved your office from one room into the end one. Just obviously different change of light and stuff like that as well. But
Yeah.
you're looking for something different.
Well, that's it. You've one of the YouTubes, obviously, I was remote. I was in my home office.
Yeah.
And that was also a change of game. Oh no, what else is going to play out? Where Sam was working more from home, so we needed a space where she could work from home as well, not just me.
Yep.
Because I had my little, we'll call it a man cave, where it was a study nook. I had the Xbox and a TV and a couch in there. It was fine. But the needs changed.
Yeah.
So
COVID and everything. Everyone's
yeah.
working from home. Things happen. Obviously, no one knew, especially
No.
4 years ago, what
No,
was
no.
going to happen now. But
Definitely not. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. I've got obviously some ideas in my head of what I'd like to see,
Yeah.
things that I'd like to do, but we'll see what happens, see what the budget allows, because that's obviously a key consideration.
Yeah.
It's, we're not Chris Hemsworth and millions of
No.
dollars that we just go and buy a nice Byron Bay property.
and then when you've bought that one, build an even bigger one because that one's not nice enough for you.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. But touching on that, and obviously the COVID thing as well, how about Melbourne? The riots, and then out of nowhere, an earthquake, which Australia's never seen an earthquake of that size before, I don't think, apparently. So,
Sam was telling me a joke, and I do apologise in advance if you take offence to this. But the joke goes, so God's playing a game. You put the people in, you put the people out, you put the people in, you shake them all out.
Yeah. that's what's happening. It's and then I saw a couple other jokes, which was pretty funny, where they shut construction down in Melbourne for 2 weeks, but then they had the earthquake and a couple of buildings fell over, and it was like, oh no, we'd get some emergency construction workers in there to fix it, but no one's allowed to work for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's crazy when you look at the scenario, you look at the life they're living down there, and obviously they're fighting back now, which for better or for worse, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, they're trying to fight for what's right. I mean, I've had people try and argue with me about the unions in particular, because obviously I'm a union person. But that being said, what happened in Melbourne in any circumstances isn't been right. They weren't locked down, or they were locked down, or whatever. My personal view on it is they should probably, not they, but the Australian government should either lock us down completely, lock everybody down, and no one's in, no one's out, or open it up and let's get on with it. I mean, it's a downside to it. The rest of the world's pretty much done that. They've moved on. They've just gone, oh, you know what? Can't control it. But Queensland's done all right. That's,
Yeah, funny, we were talking about something similar on Friday at work, and it was more around re-election campaigns, not specifically on lockdowns. And don't get me wrong, we've talked quite a bit about different strategies that different countries have implemented. And look, I know I'm going to sound like a fence sitter here.
Yeah.
that's okay. That's my decision.
Yeah.
And all I say is that no one here has been through anything quite like it.
No.
So they're doing the best based on the information they have and the advice they're getting.
Yep.
Do we need accountability? Sure. We one person. We've seen a little bit of it in things that I don't agree with. Is when the inquest into the first Melbourne hotel quarantine disaster, where no one wanted to take accountability of the decision made. Like that I don't agree with.
Yeah.
Do I want to cut some people some slack? Sure. Like they're doing the best that they know how to.
Yeah. And look, that being said, when you look at politicians as a whole or whatever, unfortunately, they're just one guy or lady that's getting held responsible for it. A lot of those decisions, although be it come through them, probably weren't just decided by them. Again, I'm not personally backing Mr. Andrews, Dan Andrews from Melbourne, but I've also got mates that are locked up down in Melbourne that have been struggling with their mental health and their family's well-being and stuff like that. And the difference that I can see a lot of people are fighting for down there now, and they're getting out there and protesting and all that sort of stuff, is because you got casual workers that aren't getting paid, families that aren't getting fed. When you take that away from people, it puts you in a pretty rough spot. So, I saw a bit of a video which was like the protests and the police, and there was a copper just trying to assert his dominance. He had a big gun on him, a big, fucking loaded rifle looking thing. And he's staunching all these guys and he's screaming, move, move, move. And the guy just didn't move. And this copper got like face to face with him and then shit himself because he realised that the guy just didn't care. He'd had enough. He's like, well, you can come at me all you want. You can shoot me with whatever you want, but I'm not moving. And just to see the look on the police officer's face when he realised, oh, fuck, the guy's not moving, what do I do? And then he panicked, looked around, realised that nobody else was with him. And he stopped and ran away. And it was like, wow, and the one thing the guy's saying is, I'm not going anywhere because you've still got a job. You're being paid to be here to do this. I'm not. I'm trying to stand up for what I want or what I need in my life. Yeah. What are you going to do about it? And to me, that's incredibly hard seeing from obviously a state where we're open, available, out there. Like I said, we just had riverfire where there would have been easily probably 10,000 people. Definitely. Easily. When you look at, we're sitting up here free, and Sydney and Melbourne, the likes of Sydney and Melbourne are locked up and locked down, and it's crazy. We've got, as part of our business, we've got a crew down in Canberra, another office down there, and they've been in lockdown for much the same. Yeah. To see the different effects, obviously we're a national company and we've got contacts all over the place. I regularly check up on our Sydney, Melbourne, check in on them and just to see how they're all doing, because even in regards to the sales call, it's to check up on them, because I couldn't imagine what it's like to be down there. I've got mates that live in Melbourne, particularly Jake, and he's struggling down there.
Yeah. I guess it's really hard. Like, I can see it obviously from multiple different angles and sides. Like, the reality is that, for lack of a better word, the police officers are given an order.
Yeah.
This is the direction that they've been given. It's not their fault.
No.
They're there to enforce laws, or for lack of a better word, that have been passed by Parliament.
Somebody else, yeah.
So that's one thing that I don't agree with is violence against them. They're just there to do their job. Yeah. Their job is...
Within reason, though. If they... again, I'm not inflicting violence or anything like that, but I've seen a few videos lately where obviously the police are at their wits' end with it. They have had enough of fighting with the protesters, And now some of those police officers have reached breaking point because they're obviously working longer hours and things like that, and they're fighting back with, you know, fists thrown and knees. I saw one in particular, it was all over the news, where a guy was on the ground, he was already in handcuffs, and this copper kneed him in the chest 3 times, and then dragged him across the concrete, and then like was bashing, and it's like, that's not serving and protecting. That's just, you know.
And that's the other thing though. And look, I don't know the full context of that story.
Yeah.
We will never see the full
Oh
context.
no, definitely not.
And you know this as much as I do because you've shown me some of the videos.
Yeah.
Where the media portrays certain aspects and certain agendas. And
Yeah, persuade in a specific sort of way. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's hard. It really isn't. I feel for friends, people, family, everyone that are interstate. Like, it is a shitty situation that we're in.
Yeah.
All I reiterate is, do I think protesting, this is just my personal opinion, I don't think protesting gets a message across. I generally don't. I get the point of it. Like, that being said, we heard some pretty disgraceful protesting, if I may say, around especially our war memorials.
Yep.
That for me is heartbreaking. You know, I've heard stories. I've had mates. I've had family that have been enlisted, been deployed, and have not come back the same people. They're conditioned a certain way, which is essentially to see everyone as a threat.
Yeah.
Which is to an extent a little bit how the police are trained, in my opinion, just an opinion. So I don't agree on protesting on, for lack of a better word, sacred ground, but on war memorials. That being said, I respect people's freedom of speech and opinion. That's what it's there for.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Well, look, there's a couple of I guess issues in that, not with what you've said, but in the whole protest scenario. So, you know, you look at, they're out there protesting for freedom. You know, so freedom for every person, race, colour, whatever you want to call it. It comes down to, and I've got a mate of mine who is you know, I want to say a kind of like activist in that. In protesting for freedoms and stuff like that. Now, he's been at almost every freedom protest that he could be at, he's been to. And when you look at everyone who's protesting now, generally are the types of people who look at him when he goes and protests freedom, that go, you know, because one of the ones in particular is the detention centre that's up in Brisbane.
Yep.
It's not a detention centre, but they're using it as like a holding detention centre. They've got live security there all the time. No one's in, no one's out. You know, he goes to there to fight for their freedom because, yes, they might be immigrants, but they're trying to escape a country where, you know, they're basically dead if they stay. So when they do escape that freedom to get over here, they get caught or whatever. Then they get locked down. They get locked in. Some of those people haven't seen light of day, you know, outside of that area for years. We get locked down for 2-3 weeks, and now all of a sudden everybody wants to protest. But those same people who are out there protesting now were the ones when he's out the protest for their freedom going, oh, it's our country, fuck off, back on the boat you came on, and all that sort of shit. And it's like, so if it's not okay for you to be locked down by a government, why is it okay for them?
Yeah, and that one in itself is... It's bureaucracy, which takes time. Like, let's call a spade a spade. If we hypothetically let in everyone that claimed asylum, and then if that person wasn't a genuine asylum seeker, so they're not actually going to be persecuted, but say they were, for lack of a better, I don't know what we call lack of a better word, say they ended up being a terrorist. Yeah. The government would be in the shit for letting them in and not going through any sort of process. So.
Well, that's it. But it's just ironic that, you know, people are...
it's all well and good until it happens to you.
Yeah.
And that's where, I've chatted to a few people about different topics, not in relation to lockdowns, and I said, yes, although I did for example, a process a while ago, it's not fair for me to comment for the people that are following that process now.
Yep.
Because I'm not in it. I'm not doing it. The world has changed.
Definitely.
Clients have changed, etc. So it's hard. I can definitely empathise. I've got friends, family in other states, similar to you. I can definitely empathise. I listen to them. I talk to them. I check in.
Always there, making sure they're all right. Yeah.
But I can't put. I try and put myself in their shoes, but I can't I don't want to say directly. I haven't gone through it. We had a few lockdowns here in Queensland, but not near.
But it's like we were laughing about it yesterday, right? It's like you kind of do the odd. I wouldn't mind going into lockdown for a couple of weeks again or a week because I wouldn't mind a week off. And then you go, actually, no, I probably couldn't. I hate being locked up. So it's funny, when you well, it's not funny, but it's funny when you look at the difference in aspects on outlooks on it. Yeah. Obviously everybody in Sydney and Melbourne are fed up, tied up, had enough. I'm not sure if it was Melbourne or Sydney, but one of them got curfewed. Like, it was like after 9 p.m. or something, you weren't even allowed out of your house. Yeah. And that's ridiculous. Like, in a country like Australia, and I've seen some people out there laughing and joking, like Joe Rogan. One of we're basically the laughing stock of the world, especially America, because it's like they were laughing and joking about Canberra because Canberra had one case, and they completely locked the entire state down. Yeah. Although, be it the state's only as big as your hand, but it's a giant roundabout. But they're out there laughing about that, and it's ridiculous. Like, where does it stop? People are out there genuinely taking their lives and things like that because they can't deal with being locked down, and they're obviously got no job, no payments, can't feed their family, and that in the world where the man or whatever is supposed to be the breadwinner, or one person in particular, especially if that one person was to lose their income, all of a sudden I'm useless, I'm rendered useless, and that shouldn't be the way that it is.
But probably a good note to mention is that if you are feeling that you need to talk to someone, or you just not feel, it's not even that. We touched on it when we were talking with Jordon a few episodes ago. Is that maybe you're just not feeling right? Yeah. So something feels weird, something feels odd. Then that's the trigger point. Reach out to someone, talk to someone. You don't feel comfortable talking to a Beyond Blue or a Lifeline or anything like that, reach out to us.
We're just blokes. We're fucking always happy.
Means we're not qualified counsellors, but we've had a little bit of training in different areas. So, but reach out to someone, even if it is a friend.
And look, to be honest, I heard something on the radio the other day, and it was catch somebody off guard. I know it sounds fucked up, but next time the lady or man at the checkout says, "How are ya?" Fucking let them have it. Or maybe don't fucking,
Yeah, to an extent, but
just
try and catch them off guard and go, "I'm not okay."
Yeah, like, and see how they react. You never know. They could be the one person that you could, recite in and let them know exactly what's going on. Maybe if it's a long sort of journey, maybe they don't have time for that. But most people are more honest with someone they don't know than someone they do know. And I touched on this with mine. It was like, why don't I openly express my concerns or anything like that to direct friends? I do for the majority of it. I try to let it out, but some things you just don't want them to know. You don't want your friends to know. You don't want to talk about it. So it's crazy when you look at that. The people that you could be walking down the street, someone says, "How are you?" Just I'm not doing great, to be honest. And to be honest, they may even come back to you and go, well, actually, neither am I.
Yeah.
You could both essentially be that person's savior. You could both potentially be that person's last helpline.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I think that's worth it in itself.
Definitely.
If you are feeling that you can't deal with obviously the lockdowns and stuff, yeah, by all means hit us up, let us know, because we're always happy to help out, always happy to listen, see what we can do. And I think the community as a broad whole, you can see there's a guy named what's his name? He calls himself the pelvis thrasher, the powerfish. Yeah, I don't know. You got to see some of his videos. They're pretty fucked up. But what he's doing, he's obviously done some. I call them bad things. I didn't think they were bad. He got taken to court. He was almost facing jail time for driving a car into the Tweed River.
Oh, yeah.
That guy. Yeah. So, yeah. But he's actually a really good bloke. He's all about men's mental health. He's out there. He calls up IGAs, local IGAs, and he'll say, all right, like he did it down the Gold Coast just last week. He puts $10,000 tab on at the IGA, and then he jumps on his socials, and he goes, I've put $10,000 on this here. It's limited to $100 per person. If you're in need, if you really need it, come here.
Yeah, gotcha. There's a few initiatives like that I know in the city around. I know the coffee place that I used to get coffee at. You'd go buy a coffee for a homeless person, and you'd just go, "Yep, cool. Charge my card twice."
Yeah.
And then if someone homeless or someone in need needs a coffee, there you go.
They'll come in. Yeah.
Well, quite a bit.
I think that'd be something to look at. Like, obviously, fucking, we don't just have a spare 10 grand we can throw on, but if you have lost your income, you have lost your job, reach out to people, even if it's us. Look, like I said, we can't help as such, or monetary side, but reach out if you need help. Let us know, because what we could potentially do is try and get online. Obviously, we don't have a large following at the moment, but we could try and get online and get the community out there to donate. Even if it's $10, I'm sure I could throw $10 down, or even $20 down to help out. And that's kind of what we've done this podcast for originally, is to just give back and help out, and obviously grow ourselves. And I think that's a something that we can try and help out with if we can. Yeah, definitely.
Which I think is a rather positive note to wrap it up on, is that obviously if you need help, reach out, whether it be to us, a friend, Beyond Blue, Lifeline,
anyone.
There's a few others out there, sorry if I don't mention. But yeah, just chat to someone.
Yeah. Thank you.
But thank you, and we'll hopefully see you next time.